Zion noise.
My life got shook for a minute.
Tryumf.
They push me to my limit.
Never been just shook.
But now I'm
Push to
back
the
up in it. Now it's on, now it's pushed to the limit.
Okay. What is your favorite Bible verse?
My favorite, Ephesians 6:10.
Okay.
And it's be strong in the Lord and in the power of His might, not your might. You know, it's God who is our shield.
Okay. And who are your musical influences?
Christian or non-Christian?
Both, either or.
Because, you know, most people's musical influences, the biggest time people are influential are when they're young. And when I was young, you know, I didn't have gospel music around me. I had a lot of reggae music. My dad had an extensive record collection, and my dad would sometimes DJ at parties, and my mum was a DJ, and they would play reggae music all the time. But then also my dad used to visit New York sometimes, and he would come back with a Doggy Fresh and the Get Fresh crew.
Right.
And yeah, I remember when he came back with that record, and he had some of the. I used to love the '80s rare groove, like Encore, Cheryl Lynn, and Juicy Fruit, Me Too May. I used to love all those '80s rare grooves, and my dad would have all those records. So I've got an extensive, mixed up musical influence from reggae to 80s rare grooves to then you got the Biggie and Tupac were two big influences musically as I was growing up as well.
Right.
But that was in my teenage years. Yeah.
Okay. So you're an engineer and also a producer, right?
Yes.
So do you still engineer and produce for secular artists?
No. You know, I try and find out what it's going to be about. I mean, generally, you know, if it's not really, I just avoid anything that's not to do with gospel or Christian stuff. I mostly avoid it. If I did anything secular, it might be like some music, background music. You know, I would try and avoid doing anything that will compromise my faith.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as it doesn't compromise my faith or compromise the gospel or, you know, my stand or my beliefs, then I'm okay. I'm okay with it.
Okay. Okay, 2 more questions.
That's okay.
What's your greatest testimony, or what's the greatest testimony that you've been told from somebody that you've ministered to or that has heard your music?
Okay. Wow. You know what? An amazing testimony was, I recently went to Holland in Europe. I know they say UK is in Europe, but I don't see UK as Europe. You know. Anyway, I went to Holland, and there was someone there who they saw the video for Don't Pack a Matic, and they saw my videos on YouTube, and he came up to me and he was like, "Hey, I saw you was going to be here in Holland, and so I looked up your music online, and he said I was really touched by it, and he said I just had to meet you, and this guy was an unbeliever. This guy wasn't a Christian."
Oh, really?
Yeah, he wasn't a Christian, but he just said he saw that I was going to be in Holland. He looked up and, he looked like he was nearly in tears. He was just like, man, I saw the video and how you, he said something about how the guy went to his enemies, if in the video for Don't Pragmatic.
Right.
The storyline where, it looks like he's going to take out a gun, but he takes out the Bible and shares it with his enemies. And he said, oh, that was an amazing message. I was really touched by that. And at the end, we introduced him to some other Christians who was with us, and they ministered to him and recently got a message from him saying that they prayed with the guy, and he's really wanted to ask him more questions about the Lord. And so this guy was just an unbeliever, and
Right.
God just did something amazing and has begun something amazing in his life.
That's cool.
And yeah.
Okay. What about Dwayne Tryumf don't people know that you wish people knew?
Okay. What don't they know about me that I wish they knew? I guess some people don't realize that. I think some people wonder if I'm genuine with the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish people just knew that, I really do love the Lord, and really my heart of hearts is, to do his will, and to see, his will being done through my life.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes people don't understand that because, maybe it's because it's hip-hop and the whole culture from hip-hop hasn't always had a good light in the church.
Right.
But I just really hope that people, even if they don't understand sometimes why I do things, I hope they know, like, I'm really in my heart of hearts wanting to do the Lord's will and want to honor the Lord in every area of my life. I'm not perfect and I do make mistakes, but my heart is like the heart of David, a man after God's own heart. That's what I want to have, I want to be a man after God's own heart.
Okay. Now, this is totally off subject, but I don't know if you know. Have you ever heard of Kathy Taylor?
No.
Okay.
It rings a bell. It sounds familiar, but I don't know.
Okay. I interviewed her Thursday, and she had almost the exact same answer as you for what she wished that people knew about her. Mm-hmm. So I just thought that was like kind of interesting that a lot of people, that's a concern that people don't, I guess, see our faith as genuine,
Yeah. It's a supernatural lifestyle. To be a Christian and proclaim Christ, it's not something a natural, everyday human can do.
Right.
And so I guess some people are like, nah, they ain't really Christians. To be a Christian, you have to do A, B, and C, and nobody can do that.
Right.
But with the power of the Holy Spirit, that's how we do it. It's a supernatural power. It's not in our own strength that we're able to live a holy life. It's because the Holy Spirit is working in us. And I think that's what people don't realize. Sometimes, they think, oh, I have to be good and it's my effort that makes me a Christian, when it's actually God's power that makes you a Christian.
Right.
If God's power ain't in your life, it's just, it's just dead works.
Indeed. Well, that was the last question and we're done. I definitely appreciate you taking the time. I know you've been really busy lately.
Oh, thank you. No, thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my ministry. Thank you.